Hi students, today you're going to be doing the micromole rocket lab, and so I'm going to show you how to make your hydrogen generator and your oxygen generator and fill your rocket. So the first thing is just to practice how to fill the little rockets. Put this to the side. So you can see that they're have 5 lines, dividing this into 6 parts. To fill this up, you want to fill it up completely with water. To do that, you want to squeeze first, then draw up the liquid. Okay, now it's half filled. Turn it over, then squeeze it again. Some water might spill out a little bit, all the way. Squeeze it as hard as you can, then put it back into the water and let it go and fill up. And now you have a perfectly filled micromole rocket. Okay, so that's how to fill the micromole rocket. Okay, next step is to generate hydrogen and oxygen. So here's your hydrogen generator. You're going to put in the bottom of this some mossy zinc, which I'll have in the front. And you want to take about 4 to 5 pieces to start with. You may have to add more. Okay, and kind of cover the bottom of your container with that, and then you will add in here the HCl to make the hydrogen. Okay, so I have here 0.5 molar HCl. So then I'll add this in right here. And you'll start seeing, and you're going to fill it up pretty all the way to the top here. Okay, and as you do this, you're going to start seeing bubbles start to form. Okay. It'll take a little bit. You might have to shake it a bit. Okay, and wait about a minute or so before you start collecting the gas. So, and then you have your rocket that's completely filled with water still, and then you're going to add it in, and make sure that when you put your rocket on your hydrogen generator, you have this and this in a bin. So let me grab a bin. Okay, I can see some bubbles starting to form. So now I'm going to start collecting hydrogen here, and you're going to do the same thing with each of your rockets. In the first step, you collect hydrogen, then you'll make oxygen, and then you'll collect a mixture of the two. But the way to fill the rockets is exactly the same. So we're going to put this on here, and we're going to start collecting hydrogen gas, and you can see there's bubbles of hydrogen coming up here. Okay, it's going kind of slowly. And you can see as the gas goes into the rocket, it's displacing water, and water will come out. Okay, so what you'll do for the hydrogen rocket, you'll wait until all of the you get down to the bottom there and the rocket's completely filled with hydrogen, and then I'll show you what to do in order to keep the gas in. And then once we collect the gas, we're going to take the rocket off, and it's important to take the rocket off as soon as it's done filling with gas. Okay, don't leave it on there because it's going to you're going to lose the hydrogen. Okay, so we're almost filled up. Okay, so when it's full, I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to put my finger over the opening so that gas doesn't escape out. Okay, so I'll take it off, and I'll hold it here. Okay, and then to test, you're going to test each of your little rockets. And to test them, you have this device. This is like a little piezo sparker. And at the end, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little spark right there when I press the button. So to test these, you're going to put this into the rocket and then spark it. Make sure that you're holding the rocket really tightly. Okay, so hold on to the rocket and then spark. Interesting. When it's hydrogen, I don't see anything, huh? Okay, so that's the first test. And then after you do the hydrogen, you're going to have to make some oxygen and collect a bulb full of oxygen and test that. Okay, so remember to fill up the bulb, squeeze this first, draw up some water by letting it go. Now it's half full. Turn it over, squeeze it again. Do this all over your bin so you don't make a mess on your desk. Put it in, release, and let it fill up. Okay, now you got a perfectly full micromole rocket. All right, to make the oxygen, we're gonna basically in here, we're gonna put in some yeast solution. Okay, so there's our yeast solution. And we get a pipette. Okay, so for the oxygen, we're going to take some yeast solution here and put a good one, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 squirts of yeast in there. That's going to be the catalyst to decompose the hydrogen peroxide. So here's our hydrogen. It's not vinegar, it is hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, 1%. So same here, we're going to fill this up. And the oxygen should start decomposing. Okay, put our top on. And again, here we're going to put let it sit for a bit, mix it up. Okay, make sure it's reacting. Okay. And then take your micromole rocket, put it on the oxygen generator. Wow, that's going much faster than the hydrogen. I'm surprised. Okay, put your finger over it to hold it in. Take your sparker, put it in there, and make sure you hold it securely. Nothing. Okay, so after you do pure oxygen and pure hydrogen, now you're going to get a mixture of the two. So first, you're always going to collect the oxygen and then collect the hydrogen. Okay, so I'm going to first collect one part, and I'm just going to do one of the examples for you. You'll have to do all the ratios, but you're going to do 1 part oxygen. Okay, and remember, first we got to fill this up with water again. So go in here, squeeze, let it go, turn it over. Okay, squeeze it again, put it in here, let it go. Now it's completely full. So I'm going to collect some oxygen, 1 part oxygen. Okay, and then turn it over quickly. Oh, that was a little bit more than 1 part oxygen. Okay, and then we're going to collect the rest as hydrogen. Okay, almost there. Okay, so then I put my finger over it. I get my sparker. Again, make sure you're holding on to the rocket. Okay, and okay, so there's a little bit of a noise there now. So that is your hydrogen pop test, okay? And so on a scale of 0 to 10 now, you're going to write down how loud you think that sound was, okay? And so the other thing is if make sure maybe your partner can spark this and the other person can hold on to the rocket. All right, so that is the lab for today. So you'll do several mixtures, listen to the loudness of the sound, and then record your results on the table. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.